What's up, Dodger fans? Dodgers at the Ravine in a tough 3-1 loss versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. We're going to talk about that and so much more right here on Dodgers Wrap 360.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh yeah! Welcome, Dodger fans, and thanks for tuning in wherever you may be. And a happy Easter Sunday to you and yours. We got a full house tonight. Some old faces, some new faces. Welcome everybody. I'm Hunter Marks. Alongside me is Mike Conley, Cameron Cohen, and Josh Gershon. Guys, why don't you give the fine folks out there a little taste of where they can find you on social media in case anyone wants to give us a shout.
Ooh, I'll go first. I'm Mike Conley. You can find me on Red Sox Wrap 360. I'm still not on social media. Just kind of grooving to the Rich Hill theme song.
Oh yeah.
I have a little social media fatigue at the moment, but you can find me on Instagram at Camco55, otherwise known as Instagram Spielberg.
And you can find me at Instagram and Twitter at Gersh13.
And you can find me on Twitter, even though I don't tweet too very often, at Hunter_Marks, or on Instagram at Huntsman. Dodgers.
A lot of guys really selling that social media.
Yeah, you know,
I'll never check it, but this is it. You know, I just try and be honest right off the bat.
It's really doing positive things for us.
Yeah,
That's it.
I mean, we're really better as a society for all the social media, aren't we?
Well, thanks for joining us. Dodgers with a tough loss, 3-1 loss today. They not only lost this game, but they lost a pitcher in the process with some reoccurring finger issues, hence the blister in the song reference. Rich Hill, our thoughts and prayers are out with you, man. Hope you get off that DL soon.
Oof. Yeah, the Dodgers switching things up. They're going to not hit righties now. They hit the lefty on Saturday, and now they're not going to hit righties.
You know, with the way everyone's redoing the schedule, it might be better anyway.
Another wraparound series. Very odd. Monday game.
It was that weird day off Tuesday, which there was no purpose for other than it was all for the Cubs. They did the flag raising Monday and then did the rings Wednesday.
Burn.
Yeah.
Burn.
I mean, if you didn't already think you were going to be like, oh my God, I don't want to be here, watching them do all the festivities and stuff, how about wait around 2 hours?
Yeah.
And then we'll do it.
And I said this to a lot of people. If ESPN did not have the exclusive rights to that game, it would have got pushed to Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know, that game, it ended at 1 in Chicago time. You saw it during the game. There were no fans behind home plate.
The only fans you heard were the Dodger fans on
Yeah.
the rooftops. Well represented Pantone.
Do you think the Dodgers were watching in the locker room, looking for the remote to change the channel? They're like, we lived through this. We don't need to see this again.
I'm sure. Did you see at the game they were showing David Ross on Dancing with the Stars at the stadium?
This guy is milking this for as long as he can. And you know what? I heard he got a movie deal based on life rights. It was on Deadline. This guy is on Dancing with the Stars
Really?
now.
Wow.
Yes.
It's like the rookie.
Easy.
Yeah, right?
Everyone remembers he wasn't that good, right?
He was a former Dodger.
Yeah, exactly. No one remembers that.
And he was a lot of teams, wasn't he?
2013 world champion.
See? Yeah, he was on the Red Sox. I mean, he was...
was he on the Red Sox?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Well, the interesting take today. Dodgers with a 3-1 loss. Rich Hill, 3 innings, 2 earned runs, 2 Ks, 2 walks. Not exactly a dominating win, but, a loss, but, our bullpen really was impressive.
Dominating as a loss.
Just exactly. Our bullpen was impressive, though. The fact that they were actually able to hold it together, losing Rich early in the game, especially in a game where there wasn't a lot of run support or hit support for that matter.
Well, Stripling and Wood have been amazing
Lights
out of
out.
the pen. I mean, look, Saturday night, Maeda struggles. They bring in Wood for what, 3 1/3?
Yeah.
3 1/3, scoreless. I think one guy hit the ball out of the infield when Wood was pitching Saturday.
It's that delivery. He just throws it from all angles.
Yeah.
Turkey jerky.
What does this say about the Dodgers when the first thing we come up with is they're really good in long relief?
It means our starters are not doing what they should.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the blister issue for
It's
Yes.
terrible.
37, 38-year-old veteran.
Oh.
Blister issues happen to rookies or people that are still sort of figuring out how to grow a callus over their issues on their finger. He's well into his career, so it's nice that he would save that for his $48 million contract.
Fresh off a new 2-year contract.
Yeah.
Just
Three-year contract.
Really kind of giving it to Dodgers there.
He needs a new manicurist for sure.
Who's doing his nails? Yeah.
I mean, can't you come up with some sort of like finger sheath that doesn't scuff the ball, that would be legal enough? I mean, does a Band-Aid scuff the ball, or does he need to feel the ball on his finger in order to make it happen?
You know, I don't know. It's I
Get
was
some finger cream.
well, I was listening. They had Dr. Clapper on ESPN radio, and he was saying what Nolan Ryan used to do was in his later career in the '80s was he actually took a scalpel and basically shaved off his fingerprint,
Whoa.
and it created it where he had no blisters anymore.
It was either that or he was trying to hide like former crimes he made.
Yeah,
That's some Kevin Spacey and Seven shit right there.
But I mean, it's Rich Hill has
Detectives! Detectives!
Rich Hill is at that point. He is. Like he's at this point. I mean, what are you going to
Start killing people?
amputate his finger? I mean, something has to be done here.
I mean, look at that New York Giant football player. His finger's off. He had an all-pro year.
yeah.
Mordecai Brown, anyone? Mordecai Brown. We go way back to 1900. There's Hall of Famers with 3 fucking fingers. That's right.
So,
Even go back further. Tommy Lucchese had 3 fingers. He was the head of a major crime family. You know, you can do a lot with 3 fingers.
Yeah.
use your other hand. So, Rich Hill looking good, kind of up until that injury. You know, he threw third inning through an 0-2 fastball to Chris Inetta, took over a ride over the center field fence, and I think that's kind of when it started like going downhill a little bit.
Well, then he walked in the run on 5 pitches.
Walked in a run.
on 5 pitches, right? I think it was only 5 pitches.
Uncharacteristic Rich, because he's fairly, pretty accurate guy. It's just like how he's made his bread and butter in the major leagues.
It was rough. I mean, he's only pitched 8 innings so far this year. He's only faced 33 batters. Alex Woods faced 38 so far this season. I mean, do we just put him on the shelf for a while and bring him back later? I don't know what the answer is.
This also begs the question if for the second year in a row at the deadline, the Dodgers are going to be looking to add a number 2 starter to go behind Kershaw.
100%.
You know?
They have to. At this
Because,
point, they have to.
I mean, because it's like, and you know what I was thinking the other night when we had the big major showdown of, Greinke versus Kershaw.
I know where you're going with this.
Say at the deadline, Arizona has fallen out of it. Do we reacquire Zach Greinke?
Not after that game.
Not the way he looked. Not the way he looked Friday night.
I think
He'll still log 7 innings. He can
No,
log
he's
7
not
innings.
logging 7 innings. He's logging 5 or 6 at the
he's
most.
just like crazy and mercurial enough that if you bring him in and he's behind Kershaw and they get their competitiveness going, that it could realistically like bring him back from the dead.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
look at his stats in the Chavez Ravine. It's like
That was a 3-year run where it was historic. That was one of the best 1-2 punches in baseball. The only one that really comes to mind that of a recent year was Kurt Schilling and Randy Johnson, who was such a dominating. One wins, the other punches out. Like it's just like
He was 51-15, I think, as a
Yeah, it was-
Dodger
yeah,
with a
his-
2.30 ERA. No, he
yeah,
was
his
ridiculous for the
win-loss
Dodgers.
was
so you'll take him back
Honestly, if
they say
it doesn't cost me anything, yes, I do take him back.
if they say give us a lesser prospect, give us a AA arm, and take his entire contract, you'll take him.
Yeah, as long as it's not Alvarez or Bueller.
No
yes.
problem.
Yeah.
All right.
If it's not
What about 2?
The problem is
they
it
don't
probably
give a shit about luxury tax.
That's true.
the problem is the Dodger farm system is so rich right now that they're probably going to want a top tier prospect for a starter at the deadline.
not if they eat the whole if the Dodgers
eat the
eat the
whole
whole
contract.
contract, I don't think you can get away with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
You can't give up Walker. You can't give up Alvarez or
Bellinger.
Bellinger.
Trey Turner.
Yeah, you can't give up any of those guys.
Trade talk in April.
Hey, the Ryan Braun talks are still open. The Dodgers and Brewers are still exploring it.
Here we are, 13 games in the season as the Dodgers sit in third place. Game and a half out of first, and we're already trade machines on us working this magic
Is
right
that
here.
going to cost us Puig? Because Puig is hitting now.
I mean, he's helping his trade value.
That's,
So.
well, if we're gonna go there, I've been saying this for a few years. I'd like to see them. Well, we got to see how the Marlins do, but usually they fade out. I'd like to see them explore possibly doing some sort of deal to unload the contract of Mike Stanton from the Marlins. Hear me out. Listen,
Sherman Oaks native.
point number 1.
El Camino
Cuban,
Real grad.
back to Miami. Puig Cuban back to Miami, right? Mattingly might not like this too much. But think about the fans that'll be brought in by Puig. Stan comes here. This is his hometown.
Yeah.
And we can afford to pay him that. Look at the Marlins' history. They unload huge contracts after a couple of years.
That's a staple mark of Jeff Loria right there. That is just...
Fill seats in a brand new stadium and then sell them off once they stop winning.
I would love to see a Mike Stanton in a Dodger uniform, and I think Mike Stanton would like to be in the Dodger
Would he go
uniform.
back to Mike Stanton, being
Yes.
back in
Since he is Giancarlo Stanton, don't forget.
Giancarlo.
Is he Giancarlo? Yeah, that's right.
His name is Mike to me forever. Giancarlo Stanton.
No, I actually, when that was rumored, what was it, 2 years ago, when Puig caught the world on fire, I kept telling everyone who would listen, no, do it. Do it.
Yeah.
We don't know how good Puig really is. Do this deal. We know how good Stanton is.
Yeah.
Never had 35 homers in the bigs, though. Mike Stanton. Giancarlo.
Not
Stanton.
yet. Not yet.
He would have if he didn't
Still
take a
cashing
fastball
$25 million
in the face.
checks.
Yeah.
That's true.
Boom.
How big was that contract? 300 million?
Puig's never had 20 home runs in the majors.
It's true, but he makes like $7 million.
Not for a while. It's almost he's
It was all that was a front loaded contract. So
Yeah.
he got paid. He got what, $40 million contract early on before he even played a major league game. So that'll be interesting. So it's going back to Kershaw Greinke. That was a dominating win, if I should say. So Clayton Kershaw looking like Clayton of the old. Had a rough first game of the year, but boy, he should have made a statement in this 8-1 win.
Yeah.
He did, and I argue that he should have been out after 7.
Man.
That he should not have come back out for the 8th or the 9th.
We put this.
You
We
were
pay
the
this
Greg, you
guy
were the
$30
Greg
million.
Popovich.
Yeah.
You want to keep him
baseball.
bubble wrap.
I do.
You were the Greg Popovich of baseball.
He has a history of
Rest him.
He has a history of melting down in the playoffs. We
Yes.
need as much rest as he can get.
I'm hoping last year was sort of something to uplift the fans and show us how he's going to be going forward. But, I mean, you keep in that game, they took him out at 100 pitches, so that's all you can ask. I mean, really, and, the other crazy thing is at home now, in his last 10 starts, he's 9-0.
Oh, yeah.
0.47 ERA.
I just think you save as much of his arm as you can. You need to just preserve it. We have 8.
But sometimes you got to give the bullpen a rest though, because they've been pitching a lot lately.
But we got 8 guys up right now, so there's no reason. You can just throw Chris. You're up 7-0, 8-0. Throw Chris Hatcher out there at that point. Who cares? Or Pedro Baez. Let them pitch themselves into the ground. No one cares.
No
Careful.
PD, that's how things
Careful.
implode. No PD.
No lead is saved with Pedro Baez in the game.
Hey, did you see? It only took him 17 seconds in between pitches when he made his debut.
Oral Hershiser had an interesting stat today. He said, I don't know where he pulled this from, but he said Pedro Baez led the major leagues in stoppage between pitches, where it was about 30 seconds. Seemed a little high to me, but I could believe it.
There's nothing worse than playing behind a pitcher who takes forever to throw the ball.
Oh, yeah. Hitters hate that. It's ruining the routine and everything, especially Andre Ethier, who also takes 30 seconds between pitches.
Yeah.
You know what also hitters hate is a guy that works really quick. I've been fortunate enough to see Chris Sale pitch a little bit there for the squad of my birth. And he's
on loan, guys. He's on loan.
He is filthy. He's up there waiting for the batter to get in the box.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, here I am, I'm ready. Next time he gets it back, he toes the bump. He's like, I'm ready again. That could be more intimidating.
Kershaw's the same way. Kershaw's a fast pitcher. I remember this was funny. One night going to a Kershaw game, he pitched a shutout. The game was honestly, I think it took 2 hours and 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I was with a group of friends, and I'm like, the wife's not expecting me home for another hour. We can go get some drinks. The game was so fast.
Well, he looks good, so.
Yeah. But Cueto's a good example of a guy who mixes up speeds.
Yeah.
He fast pitches you, he slow pitches you.
Changes arm direction, changes that.
He's a good example of how, to me, that is intimidating. When Sale's up there, let's go. He's basically telling you, I know what you think you know what's coming, but you don't.
Yeah.
He's basically telling you, I know more than you.
He's up there doing his work. He doesn't care who's in the box, period.
And that's why I think that's why they're so good. When you get Kershaw up there, they're just, I know what I'm going to do. Let's see if you can hit it.
Yeah.
And then the field is just so psyched.
Yeah.
They're just ready to go.
Well, see, I imagine when Baez pitches is why you might...
No one runs this year, by the way, in his 1.5 innings of pitch.
I don't think he's pitched a full inning, has he?
I think he's reached. All right, maybe not, but no one runs. Let's just go with it. 0-0-0.
Well, I wonder though, as a defense, when the guy takes so long to pitch, do you get a little lackadaisical in the defensive side? You're just kind of
for sure.
You're just kind of
For
sitting
sure.
there.
Definitely.
Let's go.
Especially an outfielder. Outfielders especially, they're just out there, chewing seeds.
Yeah,
Talking to
just-
themselves.
Picking wedges.
He's like, who's in the stands tonight? You know, Jock is picking out fans in stands to talk to. He's just a gregarious guy. He's like, let's make some friends tonight.
Gregarious is a good way to put that.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Word of the day.
friends to talk to.
Yeah.
That's the G-rated version, kids.
It happens. It happens
Friends
constantly.
to talk
It
to.
happens constantly.
So speaking of
Friends to play foosball back at the pad.
speaking of people,
Post game.
speaking of Dodgers who are making friends again with the fans, Yasiel Puig, is he back?
I mean, he's
He's in the full hole today, wasn't he?
He's here.
over 5. Or no, he had double today. Excuse me. He had
a double
down the
in
line.
the lone RBI today for
He
the
did.
Dodgers. He's
1 for 5.
He's already had 9 walks, which is more than a third of what he's had last year. I think he only had 24 all of last year.
Right.
You know, yeah, he is. I mean, he's hitting nicely right now. He's laying off that outside pitch, which he used to strike out a lot on. I mean, we'll see.
He seems to be a little more.
Cameron's just waiting on him here.
Give a few minutes.
He seems to be more patient. Like outside fastball, he'll take it the other way instead of just trying to pull everything.
Yeah.
So, and he's obviously such like a high energy player. And like this is his moment right now. It's like Dodgers had 5 hits today, him having one of them, and he just seems to be the guy who's been the most outside of Corey Seager, the most consistent bat so far.
Justin
Turner's
Turner.
been great too.
Turner's been
Turner's
Turner's the
fantastic.
only guy had multi-hit game today. So he had 2 hits, so he's been doing great. Still searching for his first home run, but that's okay.
Yeah, but I don't mind.
That'll come.
I don't mind
It's
Turner not
definitely
hitting.
gonna come, for
yeah,
sure.
and I don't mind Turner not hitting the home runs. It doesn't.
Yeah.
We shouldn't expect him to be the one to have to hit the home runs
Yeah.
anyways. That's
Right.
why we have a Puig to like live up to expectations.
Or
He did launch a ball in Chicago. Chicago has like a 410-foot center field fence, and he launched a ball
And
in
it just-
the wind, and like in the center fielder caught it.
Seager hit those, crushed
Yeah.
those
Yes.
2 balls
Yeah.
in Chicago that got held back. But it evened out because when McCarthy, who pitched brilliantly in Chicago,
McCarthy.
two guys did crush the ball off him. That the wind, I thought, kind of. What was it?
It's a give and a take,
Yeah,
yeah.
Chris
Yeah.
Bryant. I think it was Chris Bryant and Contreras both
Oh,
crushed balls that.
I think there was a Bryant one that was like, just it hit a wall.
Yeah, it was going boom. It just kind of flew right down.
Did you guys see the Cubs broadcast of like they used to have like the bullpen like on the field to the side.
Yeah.
It's now like in the fence, but the players can look out the right field fence, but you can't look in and you can't see the bullpen.
Yeah, you can see the big Under Armour ad that's in front of it.
They were joking about the acoustics in there because when they do the live look into the bullpen, it's in that tunnel and it makes the pitcher sound like he's throwing 150.
It does. It sounds like gunshots going off in
Yeah.
there. It
is Chicago. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Could be gunshots.
Chirac Cubs.
No, they're not. It's not the White Sox. If it were the White Sox, you got a shot that it might be.
That's true.
So Brandon McCarthy all of a sudden on the field and looking like the reason we acquired him. You know, didn't really get to see much of him last year. He was just, you know, again, great Twitter feed. Shout out to him. But he
That
really
guy's got some witty comebacks.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
well, if he's
And
been,
some calloused fingers. This is really.
I think he's just telling the
been-
trainers to callous me up, guys. Get me ready. We're not.
Rich Hill, let me show you how this works. You won't get splinter blisters if you're fucking typing all day.
Actually, McCarthy's been a nice bright spot in the starting rotation so far.
He has.
Considering that Maeda is continuing to struggle.
Back-to-back losses, just can't get out.
It's like since that.
Oh, he had that
last
one.
playoff.
He didn't
He
get the
got the-
loss.
he
He
got
didn't get
the-
the loss.
yeah, he
but,
didn't get
like,
the loss,
He
but-
might as well have gone the loss.
You know, he's been struggling. Ryu's been struggling.
Do you think the book's just on him? Like, here's this guy who had like a 13-14 win last year. I mean, it's not exactly like a hard-throwing guy, but he throws, about 4 or 5 pitches, mixes it up. Now that, like, the National League has seen him for a full year, they're like, all right, now we have a scouting report on him. We know how to hit him. And it seems to be, to get to Kenta Maeda, if you hit him early, he's done. He'll just fall like a domino.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I think the funny thing was the other night, it's like I thought his fastball was the best it's been for this season. And maybe since he's been in a Dodger uniform, he just got in a situation where he hung like a few curveballs and they did not miss him. That one, who crushed it? The home run.
Oh, that was
That was just a hanging curveball.
Ahmed?
It was-
Is that his
oh
name?
yeah,
Yeah,
Ahmed, that
yeah.
3-run
Yeah.
bomb.
He had all the RBIs that game.
yeah.
A light hitting shortstop.
But Ahmed did crush. I mean, he did crush that ball. But that's been the thing. Well, in Colorado, you always have to excuse some stuff because some stuff just kind of
of
carries
course.
over the
Take that
fence,
with a grain of salt.
but in Dodger Stadium, nothing carries.
Wasn't the humidor supposed to fix that?
Yeah,
Like, they still talk about that, but they started like humidifying the balls like 5-10 years ago. It's like,
I think it's the reverse effect. They're staying in the set.
Arizona has humidifier now too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
the
heard
balls
they got
fly
one.
out of there. It's like,
Well, humidifier or not, you know who has been crushing? My boy, Andrew Tolles. He was my preseason early pick for like Dodger MVP, little dark horse then. He's been nothing short of better than expected. In the lineup,
you gotta love him. So
Gotta
humble,
love it.
So humble. Looks like Freeway Ricky Ross. He's just like the guy kills it.
He had the 3 home runs.
yeah, surprising power there.
And they always like in the game where he hit the leadoff home run. It's the only offense that comes, but it always seems like when he produces, it's always in a game or situation where like we're relying solely on what he produced in that particular game. He's never like sort of hitting home runs or doing these things in games where it's like a barn burner, or just like hitting home runs left and right. It's always like he's the offense for that particular game.
Yeah.
So it's super clutch.
And what's odd is like they won't give him a shot in the lineup versus lefties. I mean, where you're like throwing dots just trying to find somebody that can hit lefties. It's like, why not give this kid a shot who mashes versus righties? It's like he's got speed. If he gets some contact on it, gets it on the ground,
'Cause the Dodgers
can maybe
are-
beat it out.
Dodgers, as we know, are not a running team. And so
No, which is funny because they do have guys with some decent speed. That's why I don't.
Kike can run, Andrew Tolles can run,
Yeah.
Adrian Gonzalez cannot run.
But Puig can run, Peterson can run. They actually do have guys who can move.
Chase Utley is the greatest base runner in the history of baseball.
Silver-haired fox.
He scores on drop third strikes. I mean, come on, from first base.
Which again, Tolles was that third
guy
strike
was,
that got to the first.
Yeah.
The manager stole the most pivotal base in postseason history. I mean,
This is the Dodger show, right?
yeah. Dave Roberts, baby.
He's on loan, guys. He's on loan.
Well, don't the metrics tell you not to run? Isn't that why they are not a running team? Doesn't every metric tell you not to do that?
At some point, you got to ignore the metrics. We're like, we got to play situational baseball.
Yeah,
here.
like when John Lester's pitching against you.
Yeah.
That's when you ignore it.
Jock's lead off that game. Did you guys see that? He got a 3-point stand.
Yeah.
Like he was about to go out for a route.
former high school wide receiver.
That was funny.
It didn't actually work because I forget the situation, but he was so out of step where he would have, if he had to go back to the bag, it would have been screwed up. If he would have had to keep going, like it was hilarious for us Dodger fans and fans of Lester's hijinks. But
And if anyone out there wants to give us a shout on the YouTube channel, give us a shout with your questions. We're happy to answer them. We're here for the next 40 minutes, so let us know what you're thinking, and hopefully we can get to some of them. So going back to the game here, Adrian Gonzalez, what is going on with this guy? It's like,
Well, he was having
is it lingering issues? I mean, he was having issues in spring training. He
His
played
forearm,
normal.
right? He was having a forearm
He
problem?
still played for Team Mexico in the World Baseball Classic, so it's not like it's taking him out of games. But this guy is.
That was an elbow.
He's had neck injuries. He's had elbow injuries. His neck was last year. It's like
It's on the wrong side of 30.
he is on the wrong side.
He's on the
there.
wrong side of 35 now, isn't he? I believe.
Cody Bellinger, 2 for 3 today with the home run
he's looking
down on the
he's
farm.
looking extra good.
Well, my fear is they'll let Van Slyke play first, who is not hitting at all either.
Had a hard hit today. Just went right, found a glove, but had a nice little runner at third base.
Yeah.
But maybe he just needs a little bit of time off. I mean, who knows? The trouble is his bat speed is a lot less. That's part of the problem. He's not turning on pitches this year so far. He's not really pulling the ball.
He's literally James Loney right now. That is exactly what he is. Plays great defense, right?
Wow.
Soft hitting, no pop. I love you,
True.
Adrian. We gotta get it going.
Let's cut you down to James Loney money, and then we can keep you over there.
He's the heart and soul of the team, though, so we really have to give him
His
credit.
defense is still-
He's the guy, you know.
Although,
he's
you know
the
what?
catalyst.
He saves more runs at first base from overthrowing the cutoff man,
Yeah.
and he saved more runs at first base than anyone.
Although
so.
I've seen him this season uncharacteristically not make a few plays he normally makes. He has had a few drops there at first where, granted, they weren't great throws, but it was normally throws that he does.
He's usually a vacuum.
Yeah, he usually picks them right up, and I've seen him actually drop a couple this season, which is so not like him. So you got to wonder if he really is hurt. Like we remember last year, Bryce Harper, everyone's like, oh, what happened to him? Well, it turns out the guy was playing hurt all season. Now you see when he's healthy, he's raking again.
Yeah.
He's back.
So you wonder if Aegon might have a little of that. Because Aegon's usually an Ironman. Guy plays 150 games a year. So You know, it might be a little that he actually just might be hurt.
We got a 10-day DL this year. Throw him on the ice for 10 days.
Which I love the 10-day.
Yeah, I'm actually really loving it as well. So.
It allows you so much more leeway, especially with pitchers.
Yeah, it allows you to put Rich Hill on a 10-day DL in between starts.
Yeah, it does.
In between manicures.
Yeah.
Now, we wouldn't be Dodger fans if we didn't discuss a certain number that has historical relevance this week. Number 42, shout out to Jackie Robinson, a number that is retired in all of sports, I believe, it's just baseball.
Is it really?
Is it just baseball? Man, we'll just go with just baseball
I
here.
think it's just baseball.
Okay, that would make sense. But shout out to Jackie, just kind of like...
But all the teams.
All the teams, a couple guys. Who was that opposing hitter who had he told the stat guy to put his average as 42? He might not have been hitting 42, but there's a little shout out to him. Saw that on ESPN. It'd be better if I remembered his name, which I don't.
I believe he's on the White Sox too.
Okay.
I remember, yeah.
He wanted to put his average at 42.
Yeah.
42.
Maybe the high day was 100. It's a 142 average.
Yeah, I mean, from the about time department, Jackie gets a statue.
Gets a statue, a good looking statue.
The statue's great. Yeah,
statue.
I love that they want the slide. And
so much better than that Cristiano Ronaldo one that they did over there.
Oddly enough, same guy.
Got one right. LA been impressive with their statues. That Shaquille O'Neal statue is at Staples Center.
I just saw that yesterday.
Yeah, did you get under it?
It was
Were you just
awesome. I did. It was just
dunked
Kazam!
Is it
No, I prefer steel.
Magic has one now, and Shaquille?
Who's next?
Magic Shaquille.
Kareem
has one.
Kareem does have one.
Chick has one.
Who's next?
Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar De La Hoya.
Saw that.
It's
Okay,
kinda
where's the
little
Kareem one?
ridiculous there.
Wayne Gretzky has one.
Gretzky has one, yeah.
Even though Gretzky and Kareem never even played at Staples Center.
Meta World Peace
True.
probably next. I have to say, probably.
18 points to get you a statue.
No, but next for the Dodgers, that's the one. Is it Vin Scully? Is Vin Scully going
It
to get
should
the next
be.
one?
We sort of brought this up.
We touched on it earlier.
Right? It's got to be either Koufax or Vin Scully. But here's the thing: there's a political aspect to this too, because if you do Vin Scully, you're going to have to do Jaime Jarrín as well.
Well, I think they should.
You should. Exactly.
I think you should.
But at the same time, like the timing of that. At least Jaime's still in the booth, right?
Right.
Jaime's still there.
I think you got to.
I mean, if you put them both in
Once
the
he gets to his
broadcast-
80s
Yeah.
and retires, then we'll
I
get
mean, if you're in the Hall of Fame, which Vin and Jaime are, you should get a statue. If you're still doing it, like you're in the Hall of Fame, I'd like to see them both.
And
in.
as a player, it has to be Koufax. As a
gotta be.
player,
Oh,
has to.
yeah,
The next
yeah.
player
Without
has to be
question, Without
Koufax.
question.
I just can't. I can't think of really another player.
They could just give it to Kershaw now. I think that's probably
Speaking of,
I mean, because
he'll be in his new contract. Be like, will you take 25 a year and we'll give you a statue?
because my issue is I feel like
I
I feel like you have to be a Dodger for life. And my issue with Shaq getting that statue is he was not a Laker for life. He didn't start with the Lakers.
He
Didn't
says he
finish with
wished
the
he had
Lakers.
stayed on
In
the
fact,
Lakers,
in
though.
fact, won a title with another team.
that's not. I mean, that's him. You know, a dominating team that he was like the number one
I
go-to
know,
guy on. So,
but
I mean,
that's my issue. I feel like, Vinny's been a Dodger for Tommy Lasorda, Dodger for life. You know, Jaime Jarrín, Dodgers for life. You know, Sandy Koufax started and ended with the Dodgers. You know, I feel like to get the statue, you should be a guy who's on that team for life.
I think being an integral, contributor to multiple championships kind of alleviates that.
but then why doesn't Robert Ory
cross.
have a statue?
Why doesn't he?
He was very integral to all 7 championships he won. Did he not play a big part on every single one of those teams?
Wow,
so
I mean, it's a fantastic
big
hypothetical.
shot, Bob.
just a quick break to our YouTube channel. Looks like we have a question from the Adventures of Benny Jam.
Hey.
His question is, I want to know how you guys are feeling about the Egon trade. One of the best moves Dodgers have ever made? Question mark.
Wow.
First off, thank you, Ben, for the question out there.
Sounds like a Red Sox fan.
But who did the Red Sox? Did they get anyone of substance in that deal now?
The aforementioned James Loney.
So we basically just traded him for himself. That's basically what
Nick
happened.
Punto,
Yeah,
I believe,
Shredder.
might have come over.
He was great.
Carl Crawford, who can never forget the great Carl Crawford.
No, we got Carl.
Oh, yeah, we got Carl on that.
Carl Crawford, I think, gets a little bit of a bad rap for his time here. Obviously, the contract was. This is a hot take, guys. Hot take alert.
This is hot.
Okay.
You're the only one that's going to touch this scalding take.
Given the Dodgers' deep pockets, we're able to take that on. He was actually pretty serviceable for the beginning portion of that. If you recall, in the playoffs, didn't he have a game against the Braves where he hit like 3 home runs?
That was probably the only 3 hits had all year.
I mean, if it comes in the playoffs,
Hey, right?
right?
Sure.
Yeah, you'll take it because, I remember I had this argument with people. We had an argument about does Kurt Schilling deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? And so to me,
that's a good one.
his regular season, I don't think he does. But if you add in how good he was, I think he's 12-2 lifetime in the postseason with like a 2 ERA. That, to me, despite the fact that he's a nutcase.
Yeah.
Kurt even
I was going to
says,
say,
though-
but then if he opens his mouth.
Yeah.
I know,
he's back
but
out.
Ty Cobb killed somebody, allegedly,
Yeah.
and he's in the Hall of Fame.
Kurt Schilling has even said, he's on record saying, my early years weren't good enough. I shouldn't be on the Hall of Fame based on that. But those Diamondback years, he does have a ring.
He had a bunch of 300 strikeout seasons.
He had- he has a Cy Young.
That's pretty good.
No,
yeah.
but he was never the best pitcher in either league
Thing
at
is,
any time.
He was great at playoffs.
He was.
and
He was a good
great.
player, yeah.
The bloody
Right.
sock.
said he had a
He
Cy
hides
Young,
ketchup in his socks.
He doesn't have a Cy Young.
He doesn't have a
He
Cy
does
Young?
not have a Cy Young.
But going back to the
Oh.
question here, when Adrian first came,
Yeah.
like Manny, like Puig, this was already a veteran guy, and he just brought so much excitement. He hit a home run in his first game. Was it his first at bat? It was like his first or second at
down the
bat.
right field line.
Yeah,
First at
exactly.
bat. First
I
at
think it was
bat.
his first at bat,
Yeah.
and this was I think it served a purpose for a time.
Totally.
That time is now since obviously passed a little bit, but
Well, I think
Yeah, getting a stud Latin player
Yeah.
in Southern
Who's from
California.
San
He's a
Diego.
Southern California
From
guy.
San Diego.
Mexican player, huge Mexican populace in Los Angeles. That's our fan base right there. So it's sort of.
And it was kind of the new regime came in, so there was
Yeah.
kind of like a transition period. It's like, let's bring this consistent veteran in here.
and the trouble was they had no first baseman and none in the minors. They really
they had James Loney.
Yeah, they had James Loney, and then they had nothing. I mean, so they needed to make
Yeah.
a guy like Gonzalez at that time. And I think who they get, Alan Watson, who I don't even think made it to the majors. Did he pitcher? Someone like that. Webster, Watson.
Well, I think it was Webster.
Yeah, Webster never even made it to the majors.
Yeah.
So I mean, they didn't really lose anything. We had to absorb all the money. Although Josh Beckett threw a no hitter for us when he came over.
Yeah.
You know, so
No hitter.
so I actually, to me, that trade.
forgot he's a player.
Yeah, I think that trade wound up
Is
being.
he still on the payroll?
No,
Oh,
he's officially off.
oh,
He's
is he?
officially
Okay.
off. Yeah.
We're still paying other guys though. Carl probably being one of them.
But he's.
Love you, Carl.
I think he's officially off. Oh, we were paying Marquise Grissom until like 2 years ago. Like he was still like somehow making.
Should we go down the list of players we're most likely still playing? I still think Garrett Driver's on the payroll for that contract. I still think that's like the Bobby Bonilla contract. That's like still paying him out.
Which, by the way, how genius if you're Bobby Bonilla. 25 years after you're done playing, you're still making $1 million
His
a year.
agent must have been like, "Do you think they'll take this? Do you think they'll take this? We'll just throw it out there." And like, yes, doing a hula hoop
Amazing.
somewhere.
But you know, to me, Aegon has been wildly consistent. It's just now he's starting to show signs of slowing
Yes,
down.
yes.
It's basically you saw it at the end of last year. Although he did actually all right in the playoffs. It's just that now you're seeing, you know, the injuries are starting to add up. His bat speed is so much slower. I said that at
Yeah.
the beginning of last year because he came out really slow, and I said, "Ooh, his bat speed just doesn't look like it's there anymore. He's not pulling the ball like he used to." On the plus side, he's going the other way a lot, which is nice because you can't shift him anymore.
And
but-
he's still capable of a 10-week stretch where he can mash some doubles and be a contributor in that middle part of the lineup. I mean, it's not like they have a lot of options that are lined up.
No.
I mean, Bellinger is the next
He's the guy.
succeeded
but-
at
Still
first
got-
base, but
Yeah.
Still got to see how he does against Major League pitching.
Exactly.
That's
and
always.
he's still only 22, right? And Bellinger only 22.
Yeah.
and you want to bring him along slow, and they'll probably not start that clock till maybe next June. But
Yeah.
be interesting.
So Ryu, after having kind of an okay first game back here, tough 4-0 loss to the Chicago Cubs. We're just astounding. 4.2 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, 5 Ks. Did give up 2 home runs.
I think, to me, this is just the issue here is he hasn't pitched in the majors in a few years. The guy is, first off, massive. Second off, an actually pretty good athlete for his size.
He won every award in the Korean League.
Yeah,
he
like-
was the Sandy Koufax of South Korea.
Let's at least wait till the All-Star break to sort of assess what we're really going to get at him, because I think realistically he has a good shot to come back. I mean, his spring training was super strong. So
we were talking about this. We were surprised that Josh had doubts that he might even make
Yeah,
the club.
I was surprised he
he
even
actually
pitched
got the
again.
fit. I thought he was going to start the season in the bullpen.
Yeah.
And he actually claimed that 4th spot. So
I mean, he can't break a pane of glass with his fastball anymore. But I do like the way the guy battles. He battles out
he's a
there.
smart
You
pitcher.
know, so I think if anybody can make it do with 87, 88 as a fastball, it's probably that guy.
Yeah, and I
I
think-
just think he's going to break down at some point.
I like seeing him hit too.
I'm afraid
He
he's
can
going to
hit.
break down
Yeah,
too.
absolutely can hit.
But I like what you
Imagine.
said because I don't think Kazmir can do that, and that's why Kazmir isn't on. He's on the DL. I mean, granted, I know they said he got hurt again, but he was only he was topping out at 86 in spring training. See, and I don't think Kazmir is crafty enough to make that work. Whereas Ryu, I think, can make it work.
Yeah.
He is crafty enough to get
Yeah.
that done.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, Maeda's problem right now is Maeda's not as crafty.
He seems to tire quickly, and I think I touched upon it earlier.
Yeah.
If he gets hit early, it's over.
I think he totally. It's between the ears. It's like,
You think so?
Yeah, and I think it all stems from the playoffs last year when it sort of
He
like
got rocked. Yeah.
So who goes in? Wood is going to go back in the rotation for Hill.
Well, they
Is
haven't
that the deal?
officially announced Hill going on the DL again.
Oh.
So
So, matter of time.
yeah, it's a
Matter
matter.
of
I'm
time.
sure by tomorrow we'll know, but I would guess it's Wood. I mean, Stripling and Wood have both been so good out of the pen.
You almost don't want to put like you want Wood to get that spot start. You want to leave Stripling exactly where he is.
I love
He's got a sub 2 ERA right
Yeah,
now.
and I love Stripling where he is. The guy is getting out of jams. He's. Did you see him strike out Goldschmidt today? He was down 2-0 in that count. Wound up striking him out. Like he's throwing a good ball right now, and you don't want to screw with. I think you can't screw with Stripling right now.
Yeah.
Wood seems to be able. I thought Wood pitched okay against the Cubs. I don't think wasn't great, but he wasn't like he has been out of the pen. But I think Wood has more potential as a starter right now. He's a little older, been in the league a little longer than Stripling, and I think I'd rather have Wood out there right now. I think maybe Stripling down the road, but right now I think you got to go with Wood.
Plus, Stripling's still, the age where he's governed by some type of pitch count.
Yeah.
Or some type of innings limit. So, you got to...
Especially what surgery did he have before coming up to the majors last year? Didn't he have some kind
I
of...
think he had his appendix out.
Was that what it was?
His heart was taken out. His heart and
No,
soul.
he was another one that came off some kind of surgery before he came into the
I can
majors.
tell you about Josh Rutledge's surgery.
So the Dodgers are sitting in third place right now. We're only 13 games in the season. We're not hitting that panic button.
Too
just
early
yet.
to look at the
Well,
standings.
remember how far out of it we were last? Remember we were talking about, we have to hope to get the wild card, and then the Giants fell apart, and we wound up winning the division.
Yeah.
So we were 8 games back at one point, I think, around the All-Star break.
So you
Just
know
got to
who's
put Kershaw on the DL. And the team will
right.
start rallying.
Ewing theory
That's how
here.
you get your innings.
Yes.
Get your innings back.
So Kike Hernandez. Oh my God!
Yes,
he's looking like a Gold Glove caliber outfielder all of a sudden.
I will reluctantly give him credit. He made a hell of a play the other night in second and in center field when Puig missed that ball. And although I think Puig kind of played off of it to let Kike make that catch.
Did you see that catch?
Yeah, but that over the shoulder.
Yeah.
But also that play where he was on left, I think, and the ball overthrew and he backed up and he gunned the guy out at the plate.
Yeah,
That was huge.
Yeah. That was huge
He
play.
actually he made some nice plays. I think he got a hit in that game.
Still looks like Eminem.
Yeah, but
Still looks like 2000 Eminem.
you still hope for more with the bat. I mean, now that it's like great, okay, now at least hopefully he looks like a reliable defensive player. So if you do stick him out there, because I remember a couple years ago in the playoffs when they sat Jock against a lefty and when they played the Mets and they sat him against Mats, and there was a ball hit to center field that he really misjudged, and it wound up Cespedes I think got a triple out of it, and it was a play where you're like Jock would have made that catch look easy, like he would have easily have caught
Did you
that
see
ball.
that catch he made today when he did
Yeah.
a little dance off the center field wall? That's and hit hard, but nice little go with the ball.
Jacques gets
avoid that injury.
he gets a very good read on the ball once it's off the bat.
His jumps are great.
Yeah, his jumps are great because he's not the fastest guy out there, but he gets great jumps.
He
on
does
it.
an interesting thing. He doesn't. A lot of guys track the ball, however he may do. He runs to where he thinks the ball is going to land, and that's a lot harder to do than you think. That's or maybe it's just as hard.
I think he must be watching some Jackie Bradley Jr. tape.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
now? Oh, okay.
He kind of owns that.
Similarly, got a little
On loan.
got a little tip of the hat to AJ Pollock. Fantastic catch out there, crashing into the center field wall.
Yeah, he really hit his.
And he hit that hard.
Yeah, he hit his chin pretty hard there. Did you see the guy from the Giants, Parker, broke his collarbone? What is
I think
it,
we've seen a
Saturday?
lot of guys get injured that way.
And when Pollock first hit it, I thought he did it more as I caught it kind of like as a joke, but then when you saw the replay, his chin really connected with that wall.
I mean, you could tell he was still going full speed when he hit the warning track, and he pulled up for a second, but that's half a second reaction there. Pow! It's like car accident.
But he
airbag.
He hung under the ball, and that's another.
He did.
Another one of those tough where Seager hit the ball hard, just to guy caught it like in Chicago, guys caught it.
That guy is just a stud. Second year in the major leagues, I don't even worry about him. It's just goes over 5, whatever. He's probably going to go 3 for 5 the next day. Smooth.
Yeah.
Some defensive efficiency so far. Early in the year, it's early in the year.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine. And I do think eventually we'll see him at one of the corner positions. God, he reminds me so much of Cal Ripken out there. Just both tall guys and just really doing it well. So
yeah, I see. I like Seager. I think, and then Seager to me isn't even in his groove yet.
No.
He's still settling in.
It's true.
Yeah, that's. he missed all of spring training pretty much, and to me he's just settling in. He's not even there yet.
Yeah, like May 1st on May 15th last year, he had like 2 homers and was hitting 250. So.
Yeah. So we're seeing him settle in. Forsyth starting to come around.
He looks
although
good.
he tweaked his hamstring, they said, but he should be able to play tomorrow. He came in to pinch hit today, so he should be able to play tomorrow. This week.
So who do we got this week? We got McCarthy.
Another week in the NL West.
We got McCarthy one more time against the Diamondbacks. That's going to be a good matchup. It's going against Ray. I mean, after that last game, expecting him to what's a good game for him? 5-6 innings, keep it low.
Yeah. They got two versus Colorado at home, and then go to to Arizona for a 3-game set on the weekend.
Another
with a Thursday off day.
scheduling.
Yeah, another.
So 6 games this week.
Yeah.
Maybe come out 4-2.
All right, it's good time to climb up to the standings before we wrap this up. Do you guys have any last words for the Dodgers? Anything you'd like to see out there?
Start hitting lefties.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
The Dodgers are facing 3 lefties in the next 3 games, so they're going to need to.
Ditto on that.
And stop leaving runners on base.
Yes.
We lead the NL in that category.
Quick note.
The double plays, too.
Yeah, quick note, the Dodgers were 1 for 24 with runners in scoring position against the Cubs.
Yeah, that
1
Cubs
for
series.
24.
Terrible.
That can't be. So I just want to thank everyone for tuning in out there on Easter Sunday. Happy Easter to you and yours, and we'll be back next week. Tune in.
Adios.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Go
guys.
Dodgers.
Woohoo!
Ow!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bye-bye. See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.